Hey, hello there, campers. How are you? It's your old pal, author Tom McAuliffe. I hope you're doing well. Kind of a special edition today. Had a wonderful interview. It's posted right over there with Anne McNichol, wonderful award-winning author, 5 books out, talking about talking octopuses. Very exciting. I thought we'd answer. I've actually got some reader mail. How about that? Some emails. And if you would like to send me a question or a comment, you can do so at bookinfo@nextstopparadise.com. Just how it sounds. Bookinfo@nextstopparadise.com. It'll be right down there. So first, it's Alice from California, and she's got a real simple question. She says, in your mind, who is the best publisher? And when she's asked publisher, I think she's talking about aggregators. So there's publishers, there's traditional publishers like Simon & Schuster or Macmillan or those kind of people. And then there's what I call independent publishing, or some people call it self-publishing. I prefer independent publishing. And then within the independent publishing space, you can, of course, write a book, lay it out yourself, and upload it into the KDP realm and do that way. Many people do that. I've done that. Or you can use an aggregator, and there are several. There's Lulu, there's Publish Drive, I think is another one. My favorite one, and the one that I've been with now for, heck, almost 5 years, is called Draft to Digital. And they're wonderful. And they've got some free tools that you don't even have to be a member or put your book into their system to use. For example, they have an ebook converter where you can basically put in your ebook and it will spit out a file for you for a print book. They've got an EPUB checker, which is very cool. And their interface is just really top notch and very easy to use and easy to understand. And they're called Draft to Digital. There are some other business models that are coming to the fore now. For example, I want to say it's Publish Drive. They're kind of like just you join and you pay a monthly fee, and then they don't take any commissions off of your work or anything like that. So they're that kind of model. But most aggregators basically taking your book, like Draft to Digital, and then putting it live, publishing it wide out into the marketplace. I think they take your book and put it into more than 50 different outlets online. They do ebooks, they do print books, Draft to Digital, print on demand. And now they're doing, with their partnership with Apple Books, they're doing audiobooks now as well. They have a sister site for ebooks called Smashwords, and they have a big ebook store there. So that's kind of who I recommend. I'm liking Draft to Digital, Lulu, or Publisher Rocket. Or you can go direct. And there is something to be said if you have really a lot of patience and can learn Amazon ads. That might be a way to go, because you're dealing directly with them as opposed to going through a third party. And speaking of formatting, Matt in upstate New York, outside of Syracuse, a place called Onondaga, I guess, has a question about formatting. He says, Tom, I've heard that there are various formats that are appropriate when I'm publishing my book and others that are not. Could you please shed some light on that? Well, some people say that you can tell a book is independently published and not from a traditional publisher right off the bat by two important things. One, paper color. Now, my publisher, Draft Digital, doesn't offer internal color images. It's all black and white. Traditionally, when you buy a fiction book, check it out at the bookstore next time you're there. You'll notice that the page colors are cream colored. They're off-white. There's only one problem with that when you're dealing with a black and white interior for photographs, and that is it muddies out the contrast. So I've always done pure white paper. That's traditionally for nonfiction and scholastic books and stuff like that, but it makes the black and white imagery pop so much better. So there's paper color. If you want to blend in well, and you're a fiction author, you want to do off color cream. And then the other thing in regards to formatting your book, and again, Draft the Digital and other manufacturers have tools, free tools that you can put in a Word doc and it will spit out a rough layout for you. And that is indentation versus line space. In a traditional book, you'll notice that they use indentation. With the cost of paper these days, I'm taking a strong look at that. Although, as a senior, when I read a book, I like the space between a line space between paragraphs. It just makes it easier and segments the book a lot more. But they traditionally want you to do indentation. The problem with that is when you've got, my books are very dialogue heavy. I like books with a lot of dialogue. And the problem is if you're doing indentation and you have a back and forth there, you're winding up with 5 or 6 lines, all of which are indentated. Indentated?